All right. I love your colors. Everything's like greenish. It looks pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, green looks really good. It's like a happy color.
very happy. It's my favorite color because it reminds me of the woods that I'm always in. And it's the
Oh, that's nice.
heart chakra too. So, okay. Well, listen, we are on Spirit Chats, and I'm Donna Frasca, psychic medium. And I do these spirit chats. I should do them more often because they're just so fun because I get to connect with other people and we talk about everything spiritual and fun and just talk about our journeys because everybody's journey is so different and so interesting. So today we have Florencia. How do you pronounce your last name? Gel?
Yeah, that's actually my Arcturian name.
Oh, okay. Well, tell
So
us
it's
whatever name you prefer to be known as.
yeah, it's Florencia Jael,
Ew. Oh, yes. I see. I knew
like
I
that.
pronounced it wrong. Oh my gosh. Between my New York accent and your Spanish accent, this is very, very colorful, very wonderful. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I want everyone to know that my English sometimes is a little difficult, but I hope everyone understands me. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, your English is fine. And I tend have a tendency to speak really fast, especially things that I'm excited about. So if I do that, just say, slow down. So we had,
No,
yeah, we had a chat before, I don't know, about a week or two ago, whatever it was. It was fun. We chatted about a lot of things, and this is so I guess this is kind of like part two. All right, so there's a few things that I want to chat about, but tell everybody what it is that you do, or your interests, or just a real quick introduction.
okay, well, I am a psychic medium too. I do Akashic Records readings, mediumship sessions. I created like a mentorship that it's called Finding Inner Wisdom that is on Substack, and it's all about connecting with your own spirit, with your higher self, opening like the third eye. Um, so yeah, that's
That's a lot. That's
yeah.
that's a lot of good stuff. And I mean, we could dive deep into each one of those categories and be here for days talking about it. But I wanted to chat about two things off the top of my head. You did a post about dreams, your recent post on Substack. And at the end of this video that will be uploaded to YouTube, we'll provide all your links as well. Oh, by the way, I think your link on Substack for YouTube is broken. So
Oh,
yeah, so just take a look and make sure that all your links are, connected, and we'll share them a little bit later on. But in your recent post on Substack, you were talking about a dream that you had, and it was like a dream or a dimension travel or memory. It was fascinating. Can you talk about that? We're going in deep. We're starting in strong right today.
yeah. Well, at first I thought it was a dream, but it felt like I knew this place, I knew the people, but actually, like if I rationalize it, I don't really know them, like in this dimension. And in that dream, I was myself, but more confident, more like a leader, kind of. Like super confident that maybe sometimes in this dimension I struggle with that. Wait, my cat.
I know my cat's right over here. He wanted to sit on my lap, but of course I'm wearing black and he's white, so I'm like, not today. Yeah.
Yes, it's difficult. They all want attention right now. Then in that dream, I kinda recall my last birthday and I get like a full memory and I say, well, I dream about this before. But then I kind of realized, okay, I have a lot of memories in this dream. Like I had a full life, you know, with my own friends, my career. Like it was a lot of information. And when I wake up, um, I kind of asked my guys, uh, what do I do in this other dimension? And they kind of led me to a song, uh, Just Be by Tiesto, DJ Tiesto. Do you know him?
I do not know. Mm-mm.
Okay, the song is about like being yourself from the heart. Just be. That's all. So kind of they were like telling me, well, you're just being yourself in this dimension, and you're totally capable of being the same in this one too, you know? Like all the possibilities that we have, but sometimes our mind maybe doesn't let us, you know? So it was like a breakthrough for me being in this other dimension. And actually, well, in this article, I I tell that I also spoke with this other Florencia last night. I kind of channeled her somehow, and she gave me some really good advice. And I loved her energy. It's like, whoa, I want to be her, and at the same time, I am her.
I was gonna say, do you think I saw the graphic in your in your article on Substack, and it was beautiful. Do you think that the other Florencia was your higher self?
Um, I think it's just like a possibility, not exactly my higher self. Because when I speak to my higher self, I don't see him or her like me. See him like a full body of light.
Right. Mhm.
Like it doesn't have an identity because I he was me in all my lifetime. So, but it definitely is a version of myself that I look up to.
So do you think that that dream that you had was a visit to another dimension or a memory or a combination? I mean, it was just fascinating. Like I said, I'm going to share that link, to your Substack because it was just so amazing. So do you think it was like really a travel, to another realm, which happens so much in our dreams, or like I said, a memory or both?
I mean, I definitely felt like it was another dimension because I also saw some people I know in this dimension, but I don't have like a really close relationship with. Um, yeah, you're a psychic medium too. When you just know things,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
don't exactly like know how to express it, but
You
you
just know
just
it.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the solar plexus coming in, the chakra of just knowing, or the sense of I just know things. I call it the smarty pants Claire. I just know things. Can't explain it. I just know things. I think they have a t-shirt that says I'm psychic and I just know things. But yeah, I mean it's you know, I like yourself, we've had these experiences that are wild and amazing. And we know them to be true. We know them to, because they feel so real to us, but they're extremely hard to explain or to validate to anybody. Oh, I saw this alien, or I saw this in my dream. Oh, that's nice. Did you have pizza before you went to bed and you have a very large imagination? No, it's not that. You know. So, we have these people in our lives, Debbie Downers, or the people who just say, yeah, sure, right, ladies, you have a vivid imagination, and that's fine. But we need those people in our lives because life is about balance. We have the spiritual people who say, wow, that's a very cool dream that you had where you had these insights of your, another reality or whatnot. Then you have the people that say, yeah, right. And that's okay because the people who don't really believe these experiences that we have and that we share, we try to explain to them the best that we can to hopefully that we enlighten them that say, you know what, this is possible. And I know this to my core to be true. And that's okay if you don't believe it because you're not under the same frequency or vibration that we are, because I'm not saying we're up here or here, we're just in a different frequency, a different vibration from a lot of other people. So they just it's like putting oil and water together sometimes. It doesn't go together, with some people when we share these experiences. But for the people who do, it's awesome, And I like yourself have, these wild dreams and a lot of these experiences, and I don't know if it's the same as you, that they're not dreams. Sometimes it happens, these insights or these feelings happen while I'm awake, so it's like, I'm going to tell everybody a story. I wasn't sleeping. It happened while I was awake. And how do they disprove that? You know, but for example, I think the first time that we had met, just chatting, I think we were talking about aliens or something. And I love that topic. And you mentioned the movie Disclosure Day, which thank you so much for mentioning that. It was an amazing movie, but here we are, right? Here we are talking about aliens. And I know you connected with that movie again, and something that you wrote. That movie connected you really to the core. How did that movie Disclosure Day resonate with you?
Well, I I felt like all of the sudden understood, like I'm really connected to my galactic family. Like, well, you're not so crazy, like that feeling. Maybe talking with people that don't really understand us, you get that feeling that, oh, maybe I'm just crazy. But then you should know, like I said before. Yeah, this movie really resonated with me, like the main character being psychic. I don't remember her name now.
Is it Margaret or something? I think it was. I'm not sure.
Yes,
Was it Margaret?
yes,
I'm bad with horrible with names in movies too. Yeah.
yes, Margaret. And how she can see everything as a field, just like we do.
Yeah.
Um, and how they present aliens, maybe like more loving or more good, like in other movies, they are always bad or weird and stuff. And this was like so different. I think that it was like the first movie I watched like this. Um, so after watching it, I connected with my galactic family, and I actually was expecting to only speak to Arcturians, but I saw different races. So it was like after this movie, it began like a spiritual awakening for me. And I have been on this like for the past few days, and everything has been kind of crazy. And I think since that movie, uh, I had these crazy dreams too, uh, like the dimensional one and stuff. So it's been a journey.
Yeah, I think that when we see something, whether it's a movie or read something, a book, or even have a conversation, I think it awakens something within us to open up another reality or understanding. And for example, the movie Disclosure Day with about aliens, and I don't want to talk too much about it in case of people who haven't seen it. I don't want to, spoil it for them. But it's like a magnet. Oh, I'm watching this movie about aliens and I resonate with it. I it feels real to me. So I think on some level, some other maybe aliens or other species say, ooh, they resonate with this. Let's just somehow slowly through dreams give her a little bit more experiences or information slowly, because you can't come in all at once, because you'll be like, whoa, what just happened? So, I mean, at least that's what I feel. Could be totally wrong, but I just want to give an example that that I've had with aliens, because my entire life, and I think we mentioned this on the first time that we chatted, I've had experiences with these since I was little, so it's like mediumship. It's been my whole life. I just don't put labels on it. It's just who I am, what I experience. But there was one time recently, I think in the past 5 years, that I was taking a bath, maybe for about 10, 15 minutes, because I just, I mean, as comforting as a bath is, I just have a very short attention span. So I can't sit there for half an hour and soak in a tub. So I just want to go in there with my salt bath and relax for like 10 minutes and then be done. So I get into the tub. It was in the daytime and I had the house to myself, and the sun was coming through the windows. It was beautiful. I'm like, oh, this is so relaxing. So I get myself in the tub and then everything stopped. Next thing I know, I woke up and I don't remember a thing, nothing. And I woke up angry and I'm like, what just happened? I'm like, how do I not remember? Did I fall asleep? No. Who falls asleep in the tub in 5 minutes? You know, I'm sure some people. But I'm like, okay, what just happened here? And like I said, I sat up in the tub and I was angry because right away my senses were telling me that I was abducted by aliens. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I had no other explanation. But that is the first thing that came to mind. And I said, hey guys, listen. And they did it, quickly. Not that's just what I'm talking about. If you have alien encounters, it's got to be slow through dreams or meditations. But right away, I'm in a tub and I don't remember 10 minutes of time. So I sat up and I said, okay, guys, you can't do that anymore without my permission. I mean, where did I go? Did we have fun? I mean, did we go somewhere? And I said, you can't do that. So next time, we go on a trip somewhere, you have to let me know. But quietly, gently, slowly, so I can process it and agree to it and we can work together. That sounds crazy, right? It does sound crazy. But as interesting as it is, they abided. I mean, I had other experiences where things happened slowly and then I saw them and we shared an experience or whatever, but they listen. The same thing as in mediumship, with spirit people, that they're just like people. Sometimes they have, rough personalities and you're like, oh, well, wait a minute, just calm down. I'm here to give you a message to your loved one. Let's just do this slowly and quietly and with respect. It's just an interesting, um, connection to aliens and to spirit people. Two different modalities, but somehow there's a connection, you know.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they are all spirits.
Yeah.
I mean, uh, that was crazy about the bathtub
Yeah, I
thing.
didn't mention that when we first, I mean, like I said, there's stories, but yeah, the bathtub.
Yeah, I never had an encounter like that, but when I first met Arcturians, they told me, well, we want to take you to our ship to show you, but they did it like telepathically, like I was there, they like in images.
Yes.
Uh, but I have never like encountered them physically. But yeah, I just know it's not my imagination. I don't have such an imagination. Uh,
So did they show you their spaceship? Did you see it?
yeah, several times. Sometimes when I conduct like an Arcturian healing, they take this person to their spaceship. It looks like operation room, like medical, you
Oh.
know,
Hmm.
and like in the movies, something like that. it has like a bed, but it's like silver, like metal bed.
Mhm.
They put the person there, like in the movie Disclosure,
It's like in the movies. Yeah.
literally. Um, yeah, yeah, I saw it like that. So maybe it's a mix between reality and my expectations. I don't know. Could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. Now, tell me about these healings that you do. You just mentioned. Tell me about those. Tell us about those.
Yeah, what I do is um like a healing on every chakra of the person with a pendulum.
Oh.
I enter the Akashic Records, but if this is with Arthurians, I do I enter like the Arthurian Akashic Records,
Mhm.
like like a space where I work with them, I channel them, and um they saw like healing the person with their light codes
Oh,
and with sacred geometry.
yes.
Um, so yeah, it's like the pendulum is like the conduct, and yeah, I go through every chakra, and at the same time, I channel the information about what's wrong with that chakra, what should the person do. Maybe they show me some past life memories for the person. Um, we can also set like an intention, like, well, I want to heal, I don't know, my rejection wound, for example. It can be with an intention, but it can also be like a clearing of
Yeah.
the energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when you do these healings or clearings, do you have images that you see or you just feel?
Yeah, yeah. I images and words like clairvoyance, right?
Clairvoyance,
Um,
eyes, yeah. Mhm.
and clear audience.
Yes, you can hear things. Yeah, hearing. Mhm. Wow. Now,
Yeah,
so you see these images and in the chakras, you said, right? And
yes.
and these are, for example, like what is one thing that you would see that would not belong there that you would see that you would clear out?
Um, well, for example, in the root chakra, maybe the person is really focusing on the material world or on money, and it's like an imbalance there. And I see it like, for this exact example, like words. They tell me like he's really focusing on money, he's
Oh,
not feeling
wow.
confident,
Yeah.
like that.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And it's amazing because the chakras are the energy centers of our body. And by the time like a chakra is out of balance or like the body part already hurts. For example, you mentioned the root chakra, which has to do with finances and relationships and whatnot. So maybe your client would have trouble with their hips or lower back pain. And so that is around the root chakra area. So if your client comes to you and saying, my back hurts and my hips, are tight and not flexible, and then so perhaps you would do this reading and go right to that root chakra and see that there's an issue with that because their physical body is already presenting the root chakra to be unbalanced. So how do you, once you see that there's an issue with a chakra, how do you, um, so you clear it out because you see it and you hear about it, but how do you, um, how do you tell your client to better themselves, to make them feel better? Like, do you give them advice? Okay, maybe do this, or do you just clear it out and they go about their day? So, what is the next step after that?
Oh yeah, I tell them like what I channel. And usually they say, yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And well, if there's some advice I can give to them, I usually do it. Um, for that example right now, I'm not really, I maybe I will tell them to maybe do something that they love, or maybe try to change their best perspective, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it should be like a conversation, you know?
Yeah. So you bring awareness to your client that your health issue is in this area of their body. Then you have a conversation to how they can re remove the blockages further than from what you do from that energy healing. You know, whether it's do something they love or something they eat or work with color or I think once the person is aware of their issue during a reading like you do, then they're like, oh, right, that makes sense because I do have an issue with this and that, and that's why the chakra in is out of balance or has an issue on the body. It's just fascinating, these chakras, you know.
Yeah, just the person knowing that what's the root of their problem, already a healing movement for them. It's really enlightening.
Yeah.
But yeah, for example, if it's a trauma that they have, I really recommend, for example, somatic exercise.
Oh,
Do
wow.
you know about them?
I've heard about it. I've never worked with that. Yes, but I've heard about that. Yes, yes. And that
Yeah,
releases tensions and that releases something in the chakras when you do those exercises.
well, it's more like the trauma stored in the body because it's not only to work the energy, you have to move the energy from the body too, you know? For example, if um, you were a victim of abuse, that trauma is stored in the hips, you know? And like some muscles of the hips, they remain tense because of that trauma.
Yeah, yeah.
So the somatic exercises are very good to like stretch the muscle. And when you do this exercise, sometimes emotion comes,
Uh,
like you realize something is releasing. So I work with these exercises too. I think they are really important to healing.
Definitely, definitely. And it's a lot about the energy that is stored and locked into our bodies and releasing that. That's great. Now you mentioned Akashic Records, which I am fascinated about. And that's another service that you offer. Do you do the Akashic record readings or sessions? What do you do about that, the Akashic Records?
Yes, yes, um, they are live sessions usually, or maybe sometimes I can like channel the information and then send like the information to the person. But it's best like doing one-on-one so I can like tell the person, yeah, I'm seeing this, and then the person is like, yeah, this has to do with that, for example, just to clear the information. The Akashic records are like a library of the soul, like all the information of a soul person's or animal or a place is in the Akashic records. And when I enter the Akashic records, I speak with this person's guides, and they tell me the information about the soul of the
Oh,
person,
yeah.
like their purpose, um, their, some past life memories that need to be integrated. Um, the person can ask whatever, but usually they are like open-ended questions.
Yeah. Mhm.
not like yes or no.
Right, right, right. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's the Akashic record itself has such a healing energy, you know, just not the information that you get, but also the energy that enters into your life. It's already healing. You feel like a refreshing energy and you get such beautiful guidance. So yeah, I think everyone should do it at least once.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I might hire you for that one, Florencia, because I have like, yeah, I mean, why not? I have just had one little experience with Akashic Records on my own that I just did 2 minutes, just to get information in the future. Never worked with them with the records before. I've had meditations about, you know, Akashic records and where they're stored, and it has to do with Egypt and pyramids and wise ones and higher level of beings. Great experience, but I've never actually fully understood the Akashic records or worked with them. It's just not. I mean, everybody resonates with things, different things. And the Akashic records it's just not really on my map of things to work with, but I'm fascinated with it, and I would like to learn more about it and explore. So we'll chat after this video. So I might hire you to do a session for me. How's that sound?
Okay, yeah, that would be
Yeah,
amazing.
I would love that. But so what other kind of sessions that you have a website, I'm assuming, right? And again, I'm going to get all that information from you. What other sessions do you offer, in your business?
Well, mediumship sessions, tarot.
Ooh, fun stuff.
Uh, yeah, I also work with batch flowers, batch remedies,
With what?
batch remedies.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Do you know them?
Again, I've heard of it, but I have not worked with, yeah.
Yeah, they are amazing. I am currently taking some batch remedies, and they work with the energy socially, and they kind of like open your mind, you know. And make everything easier. If you're kind of stuck with something, some emotions, some memories, or whatever, they they help with that. Yeah, bad remedies, and I'm thinking astrology too. I do so much stuff
You
that I have
do?
to learn.
Yeah. Astrology, you know what? I tried it. I just don't resonate with. I just don't get it. I mean, I tried my best because there's so many amazing people on Substack who know their astrology, and with the suns and the moons and the houses, I'm like, nope, I'm sorry. I just can't. I just don't. But however, the only thing that I resonate with is the moon phases. I'm Cancer, so the moon is my ruling planet. But all the other stuff where these amazing, really smart people said, "Oh yeah, we're in Aries now in this house," and I'm like, I'm not even going to pretend to understand what you're saying. So it's hard for me to follow the astrology. So I give you credit, that it's out of my comfort wheel. It's not there. You know.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because that was my entrance to the spiritual world. Like astrology. I mean, all my life, it was like, oh, what is your sign? I always asked that to everyone, and then I began to like, well, there's more to that than just the sun, right? And then I entered a course, and then I was like, oh my God,
It opened
this
up.
is
Yeah. Maybe I
yeah, well,
need. Yeah.
yeah, it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And now I mean, I resonate with it not so much as before. Like I'm not so aware all the time of what's going on in the sky.
Yeah.
But I know my on my birthday it's going to be an solar eclipse.
Your birthday's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, August 12th.
Oh. Oh, you have a
Oh,
solar eclipse on your birthday. Oh, wow.
yeah, I'm concerned.
Oh. Oh,
Uh, I mean, kind of the your birthday energy kind of sets the energy for the entire year. So it's important that day. Uh, but yesterday I was watching an astrologer
mm,
from Chile,
mm,
and he was talking some good stuff for the eclipse. I mean, it's like really transformative, but at the same time, it's going to be harmonious. So I don't know, I already feeling like everything is going better for me, which is nice.
definitely.
Uh, yeah.
And we recently had a full moon, the buck moon, I think it was called. But each moon, again, I resonate with the moon phases. And even in astrology, I'll just post things on Substack and say, you know what, I feel this today, or this energy shift or timeline change, whatever it is. And some of my astrology friends will say, well, that makes sense because XYZ. I'm like, okay. I just because my you know what they're basically saying is that you can still understand what's happening in the sky without understanding astrology based on your intuition. You know, we understand things, we feel things, and we know things, but it happens to connect to what's happening in planetary alignment or the stars, astrology, moon phases. And I like to keep it that way, nice and simple. Say, I don't know what's going on up there, but this is how I feel. I feel connected. I feel safe. I feel this. Or sometimes during the moon phases, it's like, this is awful. This is heavy. And the astrology gurus will say, well, it feels heavy because of this alignment. I'm like, okay, I will take your word for that. you know, but it's all, as long as you have strong senses, which obviously you do as well, all these things just fall into place. Your mediumship, your readings that you do, your Akashic records. And you also said that you do tarot card readings, right?
Yes.
And you like that. I mean, you prefer tarot card. I mean, everybody likes using cards. And do you have them with you? I mean, which cards do you use? Do you use like several decks or just one particular?
I have several decks, but I mostly use the Rider White Smith.
Yeah, yeah.
I usually use the major arcana,
Oh,
not so much the minor one.
okay.
But yeah, I love tarot. Maybe I sometimes I pull cards for myself, and I sometimes it gets confusing. What when you are doing it to yourself. I mean,
Yes.
it's clearer when it's for other people. I think, but I think everything is connected. They are just tools, like
Right.
to read this energy field. Just as you said that you channel the information about the moon phases,
Mhm.
just seeing it as energy, and
Yeah.
then you look at the astrology chart of the moment and you say, oh yeah, this makes sense. Is Sometimes it's nice to just explain what's going on and to feel maybe more understood, right?
Right. Yeah. And I love that you said that these are just tools because they are just tools. The best tool is ourselves. Because sometimes, I would wake up and say, oh, wow, I feel great. I feel light. I feel happy. Why is that? And then at that point, maybe I would go further and just check to see what moon phase we're in or pull a card and see what happens. But already the answers are already here based on the way I feel, you know. Going to tarot, I mean, I love Lenormand cards and regular playing cards. And that's what I first started doing readings with just regular cards, playing cards, that you would play solitaire with. And Lenormand cards, I love. But the tarot cards is an interesting story that I could not even touch tarot cards. I was like, I don't even want to touch them. I don't want to look at them. Never understood why, but very strong feeling. I'm like, fine. I don't need to look at a tarot card. I don't need to touch a tarot card until this year. I heard now you can get a tarot deck. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? No. And I heard just go out and get you're ready to, I guess it was just an energy connection. So everybody has, mostly people have the cards that you use. Um, and the ones that I have are similar,
Oh yes. I don't know anything about Lenormand.
but
What's
well, we're just to stay with this for a second. This is exactly like
okay?
the deck that you have. The only difference is the color. See, as you see, like this in here, we have people of color,
Oh,
and so the colors are different.
that's nice.
And that's my world, from color to the cosmos. So it was okay for me to get this Wiser tarot, not the Rider, that this is called Wiser, and it's just more color. So that where I get all my spooky stuff is a shop that is right 10 minutes from my house. And old woman, she's got cards and crystals and books and tiny, tiny little shop. And you know, uh, she helped me pick that out. And she's like, "Well, you might like this one because it has a lot of color." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And that resonated with me. And I really like it. Like this little book that comes with it. I don't even look at it. I just pick up, I just leave these cards by my deck. I don't even shuffle them. Like I would just cut them once and pull one card and see what it is. What is this even? I don't even know. I've never even swords. Okay. So
Yeah.
what would you say you're familiar with that? What would you say? And that might be different from a little bit different from in your deck, like the cards that you have.
Kind of. It's yeah, Five of Swords. Um, well, I always see this card as when you have to win something, and maybe you do it, but not in the nicest way.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe it's not the best card, honestly.
well, you know what? It's yeah, and there's good and there's bad cards, but the swords translates to spades, in regular playing cards, which is not a good sign. It's conflicts and bad things, as you say. However, it depends on how you look at it. Again, I will always pull color into it. And this little purple here, and there's water. And yeah, I mean, and they have people back here, and this tough guy is standing there, and maybe he did something, and there's five. So five for me is like the number of maybe things are about to get out of balance. So maybe he said something bad to his friends, and his friends were like, "Later, I don't like you anymore." And he's like, "Okay, but that's your journey, not mine." And that's okay. Sometimes the people in our life don't belong in our lives. So, for whatever reason, if they don't resonate with what we do or what we say or how we act, and I just love, like, you have a very strong intuition, that you bring your intuition into the cards um, and everything that you do, with your readings, and because without the intuition, there would be nothing, you know. So
That's really, yeah, it's really important to connect with our intuition.
yeah. All right. So you do, oh my gosh, you do so much of these modalities. All right, so you do the cards and mediumship. Now, is there a certain way that you do your mediumship readings? Because I know that everybody does it differently. Like, do you meet with a person one-on-one on Zoom? Do you do them live? Do you just write everything down? Like, how do you do your mediumship readings? Do you have a certain procedure?
Well, it depends on how the person is more comfortable with, because I I do it writing. For example, I always write. It's like really grounding to me
Yeah, yeah,
because if you're speaking with the person, they are asking questions, and you're also speaking with the spirits. Writing is like you kind of accommodate
right.
the ideas,
Mhm.
the topic. But yeah, it could be 101, like we are doing right now, for example. Um, I usually do like meditation
Mm.
before to connect, and then I use like a prayer to call on beings of light
Yeah, yeah,
and to be protected and all. And well, I asked the person, who do you want to connect with? But I can't assure the
right,
connection,
right.
as you know. Uh, I mean, it could appear other spirits, or their guide. I mean, you can control energy, but usually the spirit they want to connect with appears, and well, it starts giving me information about themselves, their emotions. I ask them questions, what they want to say, how they are in their spiritual journey right now. Um, they have messages for the person, of course. And yeah, it's like a conversation, but I have to take time, to channel.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
not it's
Yeah.
not so like so quick like we are talking right now. I
Yeah.
don't know if that happens to you too, or
Um, No, I mean, I actually just did a quick video on Substack explaining the very thing that we're talking about now. The way I do mine, I think, is similar to yours, where if I would have a reading with somebody, let's say tomorrow, today I would sit down with spirit and connect and have it quiet and meditate, call in angels, call in guides, call in spirit people, and just start writing. So I do the same. I just start
oh,
writing where it's quiet and I hear messages and I write that down. I'm like, okay, well, you want to say that? Fine, I'll write it down. And sometimes I'll see images and I just write down what I see. It could just be a horse or a book or an animal, and I just write it down because that means something to the other person. And then like you, I hear the messages from spirit person. They're like, well, tell her that. I'm like, okay, and I just write it down. And then the next day we go on Zoom, just like we're doing now, and we chat about it. And as we chat, more unfolds. But mostly everything um, happens already when I write it down, like the main points, and it just unfolds during the Zoom meetings. So it's very similar to what you do.
it's cool to do it like that
Yeah,
too, it's similar. um but yeah, to do it like in your own time
yeah.
and in a quiet place and just to channel the whole information, uh it's good too. I'm considering it. Because maybe when you're with the person, and you're talking with them, uh, maybe the spirit is talking to, you're like talking at the same time with a lot of people,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah.
Uh,
A lot of
but
times, like I said, I will write stuff down, and it's usually like 3 pages worth of stuff. I just write it down. But sometimes and I do it both ways just to challenge myself. Like I'll just go on Zoom without my notes and just go just live right then and there. However, since I'm clairvoyant, and I see the person, it's a distraction.
yes.
So, right? You too, right? So what I do is sometimes I put a blindfold on and it looks silly, but I'll put a blindfold on and everything's black and it's like I'm in a room by myself with spirit and it's good, it's quiet, and then it'll just unfold. But I'd rather not sit in front of a person with a blindfold on because that's kind of silly, but it's effective, you know.
You are not going to believe this,
Tell
but
me
I
you
have
have a blindfold. Oh my gosh. I love that. Well. we are very much alike. Yeah. I love that.
Yes,
I love
yes. It's really distracting having the person looking at you, that you're channeling and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes with the blindfold, it's really useful because you're only like hearing the person and the spirit, and when the images appear in front of you, you can see them more clearly.
Yeah. 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 And it's, you can get innovative. There were times when I did the readings. I would blindfold myself, and I just did this recently. I would blindfold myself and just video record what I see, and then give the audio recording, during the Zoom. And it's just like another dimension. It's like going in, when you put that blindfold on, even in meditation. If I
Yeah,
meditation, if you put the blindfold on, it's like you're in space. You're in another dimension. When you close your eyes, you could still see light come through and images. But once you have that blindfold on and just the pressure on your face, it just takes me, like I said, to another dimension. I can really, ask questions and feel what's going on, and just, you know, I really enjoy using a blindfold, sometimes. So,
yes, me too. I do meditations with the blindfold, and yeah, the images are more clear. And I was just thinking when you were speaking, sometimes I use it's called hemisync sounds. Do you know them?
the sounds,
Hemisync, yeah.
yeah. Uh, for example, what certain frequency sounds like hertz? Is that, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, those between I think 4 and 8 hertz, um, it's the wavelength of meditation of theta waves.
Yeah,
So when you meditate with those sounds, it's a journey.
I know. I know.
Did you do it?
I do it. Yeah. Yes, I do it.
Oh,
I've done it, I do it to relax and just to get insights, not for readings, to use the music, but more so to get information, or yeah, just to meditate. Yeah. But it's
yeah,
very
it's
cool. Very cool. Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing what you can see because I mean you can enter this state breathing, of course, and relaxing, but the sound kind of adds something else to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It's
interestingly, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the Hertz sound that you mentioned, would you say 400 or something like? What did you say? The
just
frequency?
4 to 8.
Yeah. Each frequency is related to a chakra, you
Yeah.
know. So depending on what frequency you're listening to, connects with and activates that particular chakra. So very cool.
Yeah, yeah, actually, Arthurians really spoke to me about sound. Like it's super important to them. Like it has such a healing properties. So I think we should we should take sound like more. It's more important than we
Yes.
think.
Yes. And I mean, we're coming up on an hour, so we need to start winding up, but I could literally talk about this for another hour, because aliens and sound, they're connected. They're connected. Well, maybe for another time. But meanwhile, Valencia, thank you so much for joining me on Spirit Chats. And maybe you can mention your name on Substack and your website. And again, all this information will be, I'm going to upload it to YouTube, and all the information will be included. But just tell everybody how we can reach you.
Yeah, my Substack is Florencia Jael, and I don't have a particular website. I do everything on Substack. I also have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube channel. I'm going to give those to you so
Okay.
you can
Okay. Yeah.
put them. But yeah, everyone can reach me on Substack or Instagram as they prefer. So I'm open to it, of course. Thank
Fantastic.
you so much for
Thank you.
inviting me and having me here. It was super fun and interesting.
It was super fun. And thank you for being my guest on Spirit Chats. And I will get with you with that Akashic reading. I'm doing that.
Okay.
All right, Florencia. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.